Hello, my Earth Zodiac signs. Welcome, my Taurus, my Virgo, and my Capricorn. So what we're going to do today is we're going to get the energy reading for November of 2022, which you need to know. So how we'll break this down is we'll use an archetypes card from this deck, from the Wild Unknown Archetypes, to get kind of the theme for the month of November 2022. And then on this side, we're going to get an alchemy card. Alchemy will show how the energy is transforming and changing for the month of November in regards to our archetypes. These are our theme cards. And then we're going to break it down by sign specifically for each of you with the Santa Muerte deck. So that'll be a 3-card spread, and it'll be up to you whether or not you take it as a past, present, future reading, or specific situations, or if it's like October, November, December. It's kind of going to be up to you, but I'll read it as kind of a whole and how it incorporates with all of the cards on the table here. So let's get Santa out of the way over here, and we'll get our first theme card with archetypes. So, okay, archetypes. For my Earth Zodiac signs, Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn, what is the theme for November of 2022 for them? Earth Zodiac signs, theme for November 2022. Okay. We got 2, no 3, so we always take the bottom one. The Vision. And then we had the Bridge and Arrows. Okay. So the Vision, so let's get a closer look at that one. So you see a lot of hands. I see the mountain in there. I see some owls. Okay, cool. So we'll have that hanging out over there. Now let's get our alchemy card and see how this energy is transforming. Okay, alchemy with Vision out on the table. How is this energy transforming and changing for our Earth Zodiac signs in November of 2022? My Taurus, Virgo, Capricorns. How is this energy changing and transforming in November of 2022 for Earth Zodiac signs? Thank you. Disillusion. Okay. So nice and close on that. A lot of blue in this card. So interesting. We have bird imagery on both here. And some of that kind of rainbow in the center there. Okay. So Vision and Disillusion. Let's get those nice and center for us here. And let's take a little bit deeper look at these cards. My Earth Zodiac signs with these 2 cards out. So the Vision talks about, in a lot of ways, like life purpose, right? So we come into this life, we are born to this planet, and we forget the other spiritual knowledge we have, that we are a soul in a human body living this earth experience here. And the Vision talks about the loss of this vision when we are born, and then working to find it again as we work through life here. People, we know those people who have a strong and clear vision, that know their purpose in life, know what they're doing, right? They have this certain kind of energy about them that allows them to move forward with a flowingness, a grace, and that's kind of this water energy over here. I'll get to in a second with Disillusion. But this Vision here, what we're working on in November of 2022 is really honing back in on it, really diving back into our emotions and our feelings and the things that made us passionate and happy, or maybe made us really happy when we were young, and really trying to discover that vision again, finding where it is, what's been lost, having this clear understanding and vision and picture of this vision. I say vision as it's like multifaceted, right? Where it's like we have vision because we can see, but then there's a vision as in like a thought or an idea at the same time, right? That's both seeing and being, like, and seeing and imagining. It's an interesting kind of combination here, right? So we have all this kind of color, and it's showing, and these layers of the kind of like snake here, and then color, and we have hands, and then this mountain, which its own card. It's another card in this deck here, right here in the kind of the middle. And then I think this is another card here, like the cave or something at the bottom. So there's multi-layered faceted nature of this card here. And with our owls here, owls have that keen vision, that keen sight, right? They are highly spiritual creatures as well. So it's interesting to kind of take a look at that a little bit deeper. Now with our Disillusion card over here, Disillusion, in terms of alchemy and like an alchemy process, it's talking about the actual like things dissolving in water specifically. So like taking salt and it dissolving in water, or sugar, or some substance having a physical form and then being dissolved in water, and mixed in with it, right? So water is our emotions. It's those deeper feelings, and we see a heavy amount of blue on this card representing that water energy. And this dissolution process here in alchemy, and with this card of transformation energy, we're talking about that dissolution of self and dissolution of our previous reality almost, right? If we're working to get to this vision energy, this vision card here, then we have to dissolve some things that we previously were holding on to, that no longer work for us. We have to dissolve them in our emotions, which is ourselves, right? That those feelings are deeper sense of self, right? This deeper sense of self, which is how we kind of access this vision energy at the same time. So how this energy is changing and transforming for November for you, my Earth Zodiac signs, is this some type of sense of self is dissolving and changing and moving in a new way, right? We talk about flow with water and everything, and the flow of our life. This is also that vision energy, right? So having vision in terms of water, like it's seeing where the path of the river is taking us. So we might be able to get out of the water, right? And we can hike to that same spot that the river is flowing to, that end goal, but it's going to be easier and faster to go with the flow of the river, to go with the flow of the water here in order to get to our destination, versus swimming upstream, which is just going to be too difficult and is going to be tiring. If you're feeling tired, then it's like that's going against the stream. You're swimming upstream at this point versus flowing with the water and the way the life is moving, right? But having vision in this case is seeing where our end goal is going to end up being, and knowing that the river is going to take us there, and knowing that there's going to be rapids that we have to go through and sharp curves, and maybe there'll be other parts that are slower and everything, but ultimately knowing the movement of this river, the flowing of this river, will take us to our destination at the end. Right, so this disillusion energy is really talking about leaning heavily into this energy, finally leaning heavily into our true selves, our true emotions, our true deeper desires, those deeper emotions and feelings at the subconscious level. Subconscious is also a lot of this heavy water energy, right? And we even see that if we're talking about all this all being water around us, and this being in the center, and then even deeper energy here with this another bird figure here going into this cup of water and more blue energy. So it's like an even deeper layer of self and identity and subconscious, and even deeper than that for maybe like super conscious. I'm not sure if that's the right layering here in this case, but so a lot of just deeper energy here, and finally moving with that energy, flowing with that energy, letting the self that society has built us to be dissolve finally into our true essence, our true self, and moving through as we work towards this vision, finally having this clear vision, having this clear sense of self. So that is our theme energy here for November for my Earth Zodiac signs for you, Taurus, Virgo, and Capricorn. So what we're going to do now, we'll hop into our individual groups, okay? So check for your timestamp down below, and we'll hop into the individuals where we'll get our 3-card spread and break this down a little bit more for each specific sign, okay? So when you are ready, join me in your group, and I will see you over there. Bye. Welcome, Taurus. Okay, so with vision and disillusion out on the table for the month of November, we're going to get our 3 cards now from the Santo Muerte deck and see what this energy has in store more specifically for you, Taurus, okay? So I'll get all those cards out. We're going to pop our 2 up there just because it'll get in the way of the shuffling. Okay. Okay, that's fine. Okay, Santo Muerte. Please give me 3 cards in regards to the vision and disillusion for Taurus for November of 2022. What do we need to know? Clarification, please. 3 cards. Nope. Just... Seriously? 1, 2, 3? Yes. 1, 2, 3. Okay. Okay. So first card out is the 6 of Wands. Celebration usually. Now we have 10 of Wands. And then we have the Ace of Cups. Okay. Yeah, Ace of Cups. Okay. Interesting energy out. Let's get this all in frame now. Okay. So the Vision, Disillusion, Six of Wands, Ten of Wands, and Ace of Cups. Okay, okay. Let us see now how this breaks down for you, Taurus. So Taurus, with our energy out on the table here, right? So we have the Vision and Disillusion, talking about finding our vision, talking about letting something dissolve in our life in order to move and go with the flow. And this will help us find that vision, right? So we have Six of Wands out, Ten of Wands, and Ace of Cups. And in terms of the Santa Muerte deck, this is a little bit different imagery or vibe feelings than like the original Rider-Waite imagery would be. The biggest difference is going to be in our Ten of Wands over here. Six of Wands, very similar though. So what we have here, we have our figure here coming back in. And Six of Wands usually is talking about a celebration, like a victory, coming back in and having triumphed over something, right? So we see our different wands here. There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, like that. So with our wands here, right, there definitely is a feeling of victory here. We have figured something out. So in terms of coming to a realization about our vision, right? So maybe we finally have some clarity that's finally kind of popped up for us here, right? We finally, that thing that we've been working towards, like that job or career or something like that's finally kind of come through finally. We have that forward moving energy, the wands being very passionate energy, very fiery energy, that creativity, that energy coming through in a celebration, right? Where it's like, okay, hey, you got that job promotion potentially. You got that new job that you were applying for, that kind of victory coming in. And that shows up with the Ten of Wands specifically too, in regards to the Santa Muerte deck specifically. Our Ten of Wands here, right? We see this beautiful red butterfly. Let's see if it can, I want it to focus in a little bit more. There we go. This beautiful red butterfly finally like coming together, flying free, like all this energy that we put in, right? Tens are completion energy. Tens are that movement forward finally, because it's like everything's finally been finished, right? It's the end of one cycle and then it leading into the beginning of another, which interestingly enough, we do have the beginning of another one here. We have this, the Ace of Cups over here. So this is our 10 and 1 in that in between space, but we'll get to the Ace in a minute here. But with our 10 of Wands, right, it's like, okay, hey, we've gotten this all together. The original Rider-Waite imagery for 10 of Wands, we see this figure holding all 10 wands and kind of struggling with it. So it doesn't have so much of that like celebration completion energy, but especially with the Six of Wands here, we do have that celebration energy of like a finished thing here, whatever that might be. And this is good because they're tying in with the solution and the vision, disillusion and vision here. With vision, we talk about, it's like if we're, the way the energy flows and moves through vision, people who have vision have almost an abundance of energy, lots of creativity and movement through, because the vision offers that energy and replenishes itself and keeps recycling that energy as it's moving through. So those who have a solid vision in terms of where their life is going, what they want to do with themselves, and that deeper vision of their life and how their energy is progressing in this lifetime, they aren't as tired as the rest of us may be. As funny as that is to say, the elements are still there, right? With this Ten of Wands energy, that tiredness can still be present because it's like everything's a lot of work, right? Living on this planet, living in this existence is just difficult in itself and in general. But those with vision celebrate more often, have more those accomplishments that have happened and moving through, right? Where this kind of, there's almost like a division here, right? Where it kind of feels like this to me, especially with the blueness of these cards over here, right? So the progress that we've made with the Six of Wands and the 10 of Wands over here in terms of our vision, solid and great, right? But there's a next step here, right? And this is why this energy is transforming with disillusion here. We've made great strides and great progress and finished out something over here cycle-wise. For you specifically, Taurus, unlike some of my other groups I've done, this definitely feels like a progression here. This definitely feels like a kind of past, present, future, right? So you like got this job promotion, right? You finally finished up, you feel accomplished, and this is like a settling in an end here. We finished out what we set out to accomplish, right? And now we're working on this next journey, this next step here, right? This is that transformation energy, and this specifically the energy moving forward and progressing with this disillusion energy in November and with our Ace of Cups over here. So, sorry, as I bumped the camera. So this is awesome that this has happened. We have this forward moving energy. So I'm going to fix the camera a second here just to get everything squared up again. But the reason why this is a theme, right? The vision is the theme, the whole forward focus, right? And it's almost like these cards go like this, truly, where it's like, okay, we'll kind of pop it down where it's like the visions, the overarching theme, and then disillusions, kind of how this energy moves and progresses under this vision theme. I love working with these two different decks together because of the way they interact. But so with our disillusion energy and moving forward now into November and beyond, we're working on that next step and really diving headfirst now, headfirst with our bird here, into these feelings, into these emotions, right? So our Ace of Cups over here is that those emotions. Aces represents new beginnings, new starts, fresh starts, the beginning of a new cycle, right? And especially after our 10 of Wands, 10's that completion energy and 1's the beginning energy. So I'll focus in on the ace here. The Ace of Wands, or Ace of Cups, my bad, sorry. Ace of Cups here. The blue is that emotions, that's feeling again, right? All those feelings and that deep emotion. Also, that's disillusion energy over here. And Ace of Cups talk about a new beginning, right? And we're really focusing in on feelings and emotions and love, even potentially here. We do see the heart eyes in the chalice of the cup here. So heavy focus more on the love in our life as we're moving forward and progressing this energy of dissolving and interacting and with the flow of life. So really this feels like the next step in life and the next step in our journey as we're working through with our vision over here. We're working into this energy where it's like, okay, we're diving headfirst into our emotions, into our feelings, into what we desire, what we care about, what brings us love and joy and affection and desire. Diving headfirst into that with this new ace energy over here with our Ace of Cups. So interesting again how we have a lot of flying creatures in all of the reading here, lots of air energy. So this is something that is very focused heavily in our mental state. We were really thinking about all of this, right? So we have birds, we have, let's see, 1, 2, 3 birds, and then 2 more flying creatures here with a butterfly and a dragonfly in our cups and our wands energy. So definitely this is heavily present in our mind and something we've been thinking about potentially a lot, right? Where it's like, okay, hey, you've recognized the accomplishments that's happened. You've recognized the ending energy, the succession, the celebration that's happened over here, and really thinking about what's next, what we need to focus on next, right? So it might be some for just general life things. You're like, okay, I have that career solid. I have that. I'm ready for this energy, specifically the career is situated and done, and I'm good on that. And now we're moving into getting that partnership that we desire, that love life we've been wanting because we feel stable in a different area of our life finally. This thing's now stable, so now we're moving into this energy and working on getting this stable and working on getting this energy moving and flowing in the way we desire. So that's good energy here, Taurus, to kind of look at and pay attention to. Making sure overall, though, that we're being really clear and precise with that mental energy kind of coming in. We're really making sure we're really thinking things through, but don't get too caught up in the mental and the physical without paying attention to the spiritual as well. There's a lot of spiritual energy here with all of our flying creatures as well that have lots of spiritual focus. So dragonfly is a heavy spiritual creature with transformation, everything. The owl has that psychic vision almost as well. We talk about vision as well. Butterfly, heavy transformation energy. So a lot of animal symbolism here as well, and the animal meanings of those archetypes and that energy that it uses within its mythos. So keep in mind here, where pay attention to the spiritual as well. Pay attention to the emotions, the feelings. There's things that we're diving headfirst into, other deeper subconscious, so super conscious, not like those deeper emotions, that like deeper ocean water, right? We're diving headfirst into that energy with the disillusion and moving in. This is what energy is transforming here in November for you, Taurus. So just make sure that we're clear on the more bigger spiritual vision, right? We can be clear on the vision of how we want our life to go and progress, right? Having the celebration energy and moving forward, but we also need to make sure that we are moving with the river, as I was talking about earlier. Lots of water energy here. So we have a river kind of in the bottom of the base of this card for the Ace of Cups here. You can kind of see there's a lot of water in this card. And so making sure we're flowing with that river, not going against the stream here, swimming upstream. And with that, what I'm trying to get to, as my words are kind of getting jumbled up a little bit here, is to make sure that if something is not flowing well, things should be coming easy. If we're really following the vision of ourselves in our life, it should be coming easy. Things should be flowing to us naturally. So if you feel like you're hitting a wall with something, where this 10 of Wands energy is that tired and you're struggling, if you feel like you're hitting a wall with something, you're not going with the flow, right? So there's something for you to dissolve and break down a little bit, take a really hard look at, and see what needs to dissolve into the flow and the emotions and the movement of your actual life and the fuller vision here. Okay. So Taurus, good energy, a celebration with you here for what's happened with the 6 of Wands and the 10 of Wands. And you seem to have clear vision at the moment, but there is a warning here to make sure that we are keeping with that, dissolving ego and dissolving things that are making themselves into blockages here as you're moving into this next state here with our Ace of Cups energy and really diving into the emotions and the feelings and everything. If something's not flowing easy, then it's not probably the way you should be going or the thing that's meant for you. Okay. So just keep that in mind as you're moving forward, Taurus, but that is all I have for you. I will see you next month in December. I hope you have a wonderful rest of your day. I'll see you next time. Bye. Hello, my Virgos. It's a time change. Now I'm filming at 2 in the morning, but is what it is. I just wanted to get this out. So with the vision and disillusion out on the table here, let us see what the Santa Muerte has in store for us for my fellow Virgos. I am a Virgo myself, so I am curious to see what comes out for this reading. So, okay. So Santa Muerte with vision and disillusion out. Please give me 3 cards that'll help us clarify this energy for November of 2022 for me and my fellow Virgos, for Virgos. 3 cards, please, for the vision and disillusion and how this works in. Let's see. That is too many. If it was 3, I would literally take it because it did that last time for Taurus. But just 3 cards, please. Card number 1, please. Let's ask it like this. Let's see. Still too many. Thank you. Card 1. High Priestess. Interesting. Okay. Card 2. What do we need to know with the vision and disillusion out for November of 2022 for Virgos? Card 2, please. 2 and 3? No, just 2. Okay. And then card 3, please. Top. Okay, 9 of Cups. And that was kind of the set that came out earlier, so we definitely want that one, apparently. Okie doke. So let's have those down. Let's pull our cards in. Okay, so the vision and disillusion with the High Priestess for card 1. Nice close-up look at that one here. There's the High Priestess. Let's flip this one, see what we got. Reverse, 10 of Cups. Interesting. And then we have the 9 of Cups. Okay. Okay. Nice and straight there. Okay, Virgos, let's take a little bit deeper look at this energy. So we've got the vision, we have disillusion, the High Priestess, the reverse 10 of Cups, and the upright 9 of Cups. Interesting. Okay. Let's see. So my fellow Virgos, with the High Priestess out over here, this is really good to see, especially with the Vision card that we have here. With Vision, the main theme of November 2022, and the High Priestess, we are very heavily in tune with our emotions, with our intuition. This is strong feminine energy, really good for Virgos as a whole as well. A strong card to have. We kind of see that with the Priestess here. We kind of the sword like mirrors around her. There's a book of knowledge here that the Priestess is reading and interacting with in order to have that kind of knowledge. We see more bird symbology coming out here, right? So we see another bird kind of figure from some kind of bird or bat or winged creature, right? So that's matching up all the other wings that we have. And in addition to that, we do have a butterfly on the table as well, which is interesting to note. So, what this is telling me for High Priestess Virgos is with the Vision and Disillusion out, that we are in tune with what's going on. The process we have, the connection to our vision, the working with the tide, working with our energies and everything. We are in tune with that. We kind of have an intuitive feeling of what's kind of going on with this and what we're working towards, what we're working through, right? What's interesting to note, though, is having both the Nine of Cups and the Ten of Cups out is really interesting for this reading specifically. So our Ten of Cups here, right? Ten of Cups, really talking about in the original Right Away imagery, that like all-encompassing like family, home, marriage, the full house, kids, all the white picket fence, 2.5 kids, all that kind of piece out, right? So we see our heart kind of in a house at the bottom here, all these pretty blue flowers, lots of blue coloring matching up with our disillusion over here. But it's interesting to note it coming in the reverse here, right? So with that, if we're talking chronologically, there was like a chance for this that maybe happened at one point, but didn't pan out and pan through. So we had to kind of go reverse and go back a little bit, right? There was like a abrupt turn in the tide that we weren't kind of seeing coming here, right? We like ran ashore all of a sudden. We like hit some rocks and went through, if I'm keeping up with like my river metaphor. We went through some like major rapids or something and kind of like ran aground almost on those rocks, working with our ship imagery over here at the Nine of Cups, which we'll get to in a minute. But so with the Ten of Cups coming in reverse, we had a point where we thought things were going to happen. We thought in the bigger vision of our life, right? In this bigger picture that we thought we had all these pieces in place. We thought we had all this bigger, like it feels like societal expectations things. I'm talking very specifically in terms of like where you think you should be in your life for marriage and kids and family and career, and by a certain age or at a certain point in your life. And this will vary culture to culture and person to person and family to family even too, for what those unspoken expectations are, like quotes, like expectations are for how we think our life should be, right? So looking at this Ten of Cups energy, like it just didn't pan out the way we thought it was going to pan out here. And looking at that in the larger context, in the larger vision, right? This is something that is being dissolved with this disillusion energy now in the month of November. It's an energy where it's like, okay, hey, this situation, if something happened in your past, where it's like, okay, hey, this situation happened, it didn't turn out how I thought it was going to be, how I wanted it to be. And now we're letting go of that situation finally over here with this energy transforming, with dissolving it, the solucio energy, the dissolution energy, this alchemy process here. We're finally letting that dissolve and go back and be energy that we can finally use in a more productive manner, right? And finally move forward through with it. That's showing up here with our Nine of Cups energy. So like we're still on this journey, we're still on this process. It's just we ended up taking a turn that we weren't expecting. It's the ship is moving through on a different path than what we originally thought. We thought we were on one path, but once we finally pulled out and had a clearer vision of the situation and what was going on, we realized we were in a completely different path and not as far. it's not as much of a setback as we maybe thought it was, my Virgos here, especially with the Nine of Cups energy out, right? We have all 9 of these cups in this chest here, this chest also having that heart and it's unlocked, right? The cup cards having this heart theme as it's moving through, plus this blue water energy talking about our emotions, our deeper emotional state and feelings and love and relationships and family, all that jazz tying in. So we have this blue energy here, that water energy that I was kind of talking about with this disillusion over here. And my river metaphor, except in this case, it's the ocean, right? So the path that we are on wasn't the one we were expecting or realized that we actually were on once we had a clearer vision and saw the process from a higher outlook, which is this high priestess energy coming back in, right? High priestess really working with that intuition, really working with that perspective and that knowledge of the more spiritual realm of things, our spiritual life, our spiritual journey, actually finally being able to see this journey, right? It's like the high priestess like looking up over and seeing, hey, this is the ship and this is where we're moving and this is how this thing is progressing now for us. So interesting energy to note here for sure, Virgos. With our 10 of Cups energy here, what it really kind of feels like, Virgo, is we're going back to the drawing board here, right? If we're talking about the vision and the higher purpose in our life, our bigger desires, our deeper desires, the way our life is going and meant to go, or what we feel like is going, really lean into your intuition here, Virgos. You have a lot of it, especially with this high priestess energy coming out. She is very sharp-minded and has very clear clarity of thought, and that's an energy that anybody can use, anybody can have. It's not just it's a more feminine energy, but it can be used by anyone at any time. And that sharpness of vision is coming out with our other birds and seeing animals that have this vision as well, right? So it's just interesting with the 10 of Cups here and kind of comparing in my own life and everything, where it's like something felt like a setback at one point here with the 10 of Cups. We thought we had everything we were maybe desiring, right? But life comes in and showing us the actual bigger vision of our life and the bigger picture. And we realize that this wasn't meant for us. This wasn't what this was supposed to be. It was a lovely fantasy. It was a lovely type of vision, but it wasn't the actual vision, right? So now we are releasing this energy, releasing this bitterness and disappointment we may have had for this situation here with this disillusion energy, and actually fully diving in deeper to this deeper subconscious, this deeper energy, deeper intuition, deeper instinct, and really finding our path now with this 9 of Cups energy over here. It's like you're not off the path. Like with this 9 of Cups energy over here, it's like it might have been a setback and it might have felt huge at the time, but you're not as far back as you thought you were. Okay, Virgos, you're not as far back as you thought you were. There actually is all that progress you made, everything you learned, and even what you learned from this, whatever the situation was over here, taught you a lot more, gave you a lot more, and still left you with 9 cups at the end of the day. And this is not a bad thing at all. This is not a bad situation to be in at all, having the 9 of Cups energy. This is that like right before the full completion and everything, and like monumental happiness and lots of positivity and everything like that. So now with your clarity, your overall higher vision with the high priestess energy here coming in for you, Virgos, you're still on the ship, right? You haven't quite reached your destination. You're still moving through you, but just you can see land. Actually, yeah, you can actually see land at the very back here of this card, right there at the top. You can see land. So we're almost there. You've almost made it. We just haven't docked yet, and we haven't gotten off the ship. So, but we have everything we've worked for. Everything's in this chest and ready to go. I have all 9 cups that we've worked our butt off for throughout our entire life here, and we're almost to land here. We thought it was here, but that wasn't the case. That was just a couple islands that we weren't meant to stop at. Okay, an actual land is on the horizon. We can see it. It's almost there. Okay, so lean into this energy, Virgo. Lean into this disillusion energy and allow it to keep transforming you. Let the things I think of bitterness, like being bitter and being salty, right? If you think about salt, being salt, like salty as a person, right? But let that salt dissolve. Let that salt dissolve in your emotions, these deeper emotions with this dissolution energy, and let that guide you into deeper subconscious energy and desires, and really figure out who you are and what you want as you continue working towards the land here in this Knight of Cups energy, using our High Priestess energy. So your vision is pretty clear. Now, finally, Virgo, the vision is showing up as much more clear than it maybe ever has been with this High Priestess energy. Now we just have to finish getting there, okay? We're almost there. So Virgo, hopefully that makes sense. Hopefully that resonates for you. I know it makes sense for me and my life and kind of what's been happening. So lean into your vision, lean into this dissolution energy. Let's what needs to pass and dissolve finally, so we can move forward fresh and flow with this ocean, flow with this river, okay? So that is all I have for us, Virgos. I will see you next month in December. I hope you have a wonderful rest of your day. Have a good one. Bye. Hello to my Capricorn. So let us get into your reading specifically for your sign now. So we have the vision out on the table in disillusion. So we're going to get a 3-card spread from the Santa Muerte deck and see what this has in store for you specifically. Okay. Okay. Let's pop those out of the way as the cards pop out here. So, okay. Okay, Santa Muerte for my Capricorns. Please give me the energy for November 2022 in regards to the vision and disillusion. 3 cards, please. Card number 1. For Capricorn. The top card. Yeah, just the top card. Okay. That is the 9 of Swords. Okay. Card number 2, please. Okay. And card number 3. Thank you. Okay. Okie doke. So we got our 3 here. Actually, I'm going to put it straighten out the camera. There we go. Okay, we'll pull our cards down here, the vision and disillusion. Okay, so obviously card number 1 here we have is the 9 of Swords. Let's look at that one. Card number 2, the Hanged Man upright. And then card number 3, the 2 of Wands. Okay. There we go. So interesting to note, I have had the Hanged Man come out and the 2 of Wands come out in other zodiac readings. So just something that might be of interest to you, Capricorns, but they did come out in the reverse, if I remember correctly. Hanged Man, I think, came out in reverse for Cancer, and then 2 of Wands, I think, was for another water sign. I'm not positive, but so those are our 3 cards. So we have 9 of Swords, the Hanged Man, and the 2 of Wands, all in the upright with vision and disillusion. Okay. Okay, Capricorn, so it's been interesting doing this reading because there's just been a lot of water energy that's come out for my Earth Zodiac signs. Same for you in this case as well, right? So we have 9 of Swords energy, which despite being an air card, we have quite a bit of water energy in this card here. Hanged Man all in the water as well with some rain coming out, so... Ooh. So our 2 of Wands is the only one that doesn't have any kind of water energy with it. But with our 9 of Swords here, so with this one, usually in the original Rider-Waite imagery, that is 9 swords that's usually hanging over the head of a person sitting in a bed. So it's talking about the anxiety and the feeling like we're stuck and stagnant and lots of fear there. However, with this 9 of Swords specifically, our figure here, we get a little bit closer look at this figure. They are in a boat and they are traveling with these swords on the water. And that's kind of really interesting to note here, right? Because we have a lot of water imagery with our dissolution over here as our transformation energy. So with this 9 of Swords specifically, it's asking for a pause and a focus, right? We've been holding on to a lot of things. There's a lot of things we have in this boat here, right? And we're traveling with them, moving with them as we're progressing through our situation here. Going back to our river metaphor, right, that I was talking about in the vision disillusion in the first part of the video with our theme cards, right? We're moving along with the river, but oops. But we have some weight here that we are taking with us. So we might be going with the flow of the river. We might be going with the flow of the current here, but we definitely have some weights that we're holding on to here, Capricorn, that we need to look at and take a pause and see what we can throw overboard and potentially let go of this case. We don't need to hold on to this anymore. And what's interesting is I was taking a little bit closer look at this one, right? These are, with the swords here that are chilling with our figure here, these are actually other skeletons that have these swords, and they're kind of holding on to the sword, like swords, like they're like, this is like a little army almost. So there's just a lot of weight here that we're feeling. This ties in for like just the focus that we need to have, right? Our mental clarity. The swords are talking about our mental energy, our mental, our thought processes. It's that air energy, our mind. So taking a deeper look at that, right? This is that vision and that seeing energy coming in. And with the Hanged Man, that's a new perspective as well, right? The Hanged Man is choosing to be up in the air, seeing things from a different perspective, seeing things from a different way. And this allows us to gain a new perspective on the situation, get a clearer vision over here, right? Clear our vision out, change the vision that we are seeing. All of a sudden, if we're seeing things upside down, everything looks a little different. We might get new ideas, a new perspective. And this, the Hangman talks about a rebirth, right? And it's a rebirth out of this emotions, out of this water here, right? We see the water at the bottom with our Hangman figure in like up waist deep, all up in this water, which is our emotions. And that's also this disillusion, right? Could be where we're working down into this water as well, right? Submerging and dissolving into this water energy with the disillusion over here. So with these two cards, it feels like a little bit like a progression energy here, right? We're through November. In order to get a clearer vision, we're taking the pause, we're taking the opportunity, because we've been feeling a lot of things. Things have been very heavy for us with the Nine of Swords energy, Capricorn, where we've taken a deeper look at what's been going on in our lives, what we're trying to accomplish, what we're trying to do, and we're changing things around and working to get a different perspective with this Hanged Man energy over here. With that new perspective, that we are seeing, that we have available to us through this Hanged Man energy, we have a different vision that we also have, right? And with that vision, we come to our Two of Wands energy over here, this choice. It's the two wands standing on either side, and it's an opportunity to kind of go one way or the other. Our twos are our balance, but it's also that diverging path at the same time, right? And we see that with our Two of Wands figure here, our skeleton figure holding the two pistols and on either side. So it's that cross where it's the crossing of energies, the choosing of a path, going one way or the other. And the decisions that come with the Two of Wands energy are very, very diverging in this case. It feels very firm, where it's like, okay, we are clearly going one way or the other. And once we choose one path, we can't go back and choose the other. Once we make the choice forward in this, it's kind of that's the choice we're making, right? So even going back to like our river metaphor, right? All of a sudden the river is forking off in two different directions, and we have to choose which way we are deciding to go. And we are working on that choice, working on having a clear understanding of which way both paths go through this vision energy, and through being very in tune with ourselves through disillusion and this Nine of Swords and this Hanged Man, really making sure we have clarity of thought and clarity of purpose and clarity of mind as we make sure we are looking at the situation from all different perspectives with the Hanged Man over here. With all that there, then we can make the proper choice, the best choice, so that we can make it the given time with this Two of Wands energy here. And working through, it's interesting to kind of note for the different zodiac signs where everybody is in discovering this vision energy, where they are with this vision energy, whether they're working to discover it, they have it, but they are trying to choose which way to go, or they haven't been listening to it. It kind of is interesting how it ties in on a collective consciousness level. I'm thinking specifically of like the water zodiac signs and this call to something else that they have with the siren as their archetypes card. So this is just an energy that seems to be present for a very similar energy that seems to be present for almost all zodiac signs, or at least a good half of us at this point, where it's like, okay, hey, there is a call to something deeper, a call to something higher, a call to something deeper, more spiritual, right? A vision, a siren call, working through transformation energy, and with disillusion or Pluto, which was, I think, the air zodiac signs had Pluto as their transformation alchemy card. And the commonalities we are seeing across the board here with having similar cards coming out from multiple groups. So you are in good company, Capricorn, so keep that in mind. You have lots of people that are going through very similar things you have, or something similarly kind of adjacent at the same time, with this look at a higher energy, a higher purpose, a higher calling almost. So interesting energy for sure. Let me think. There's more. Let me look at this Two of Wands energy a little bit more. Actually, I think I want another card for you, Capricorns. Okay. Santa Muerte, can you give me one more card just so I can finish out this reading for Capricorn? One more card, please. One more card to help clarify this energy. No, just one, please. I have too many. Okay. You jumped, so. Queen of Wands. Okay. She can hang out up there. Okay, yeah, for sure, Capricorn's here with our Queen of Wands energy. That is very dynamic energy. That is a very assured energy. That is an energy that knows what they want, knows what they're going after. So I think once you make the choice, whatever this Two of Wands energy choice is, you're going to be pretty firm in your decision because you've looked at all the aspects, right? You've looked at the situation from different perspectives here. You've really thought through your mind and all the things the baggage you might have, the things you might need to let go of. You have a clear vision here and what you need to let go of and what you need to work through with the Two of Wands energy. So that gives reassurance here that the choice you make, if you're listening to your intuition and being firm with your emotions and your sense of being, will be the right one. Will be the one that'll make the most sense for you at the given time, and there's no need for regrets in that case, where as long as we're clear with our vision, right, and we are going with the flow of the river, the movements that are happening, it's either way you're succeeding at life, either way you are getting experiences and learning, and that is ultimately what we're trying to accomplish at the end of the day in this existence as a human on this planet. So either way your choice, you'll learn something from it, you'll grow from it, you'll have an opportunity to change and progress and do more for yourself as time goes on with our Two of Wands energy over here. So making sure to keep this Queen of Wands energy strong is kind of the transformation energy here as well, right? This disillusion and letting go of ego and letting things dissolve that no longer serve us, letting things dissolve that don't fit the situation anymore, back into the essence of ourselves and who we are, but so that way we can use that energy and that emotion and that those feelings in a productive, channeled way. Our Wands is like that sexual, creative, sensual, but like powerful, dynamic energy. There's a lot of different energy that comes out with the Wands energy, and it's a fiery energy. It's our passion, it's our creativity. That's the word I want, passion, right? So in order to have a full amount of passion and make the proper choice in it, we have to be firm in ourselves and knowing who we are and not letting our ego get in the way, okay? So keep that all in mind, Capricorn. You are in good company with everybody else also changing and learning new things about themselves and making choices and having a clear, hearing the call or the vision of a higher purpose, a higher calling, a higher state of being. So keep firm with what you've learned from yourself and what you've learned in order to grow and change, and this new perspective you have as you move forward and make whatever this choice may be in November or in the subsequent kind of future time frame here. So I'm curious to see how this energy will progress for you come in December and time beyond. But that's all I have for you right now. So hopefully this resonated, hopefully made sense. Leave any comments down below if you feel like you need something or a question if you have it. But that's all I have for you today. Hope you have a wonderful rest of your day. I'll see you next time. Bye.